Welcome to Transparent Conversations, Elevated Exchanges. It's Friday night, so it must be Friday Night Live on YouTube.
Okay, wrong button. That's not. It's not Friday night.
Welcome to Transparent Conversations, Elevated Exchanges. It is Wednesday night, so it must be a recap show live on YouTube.
Yeah, I need an engineer. Anybody want to be an engineer? Let me know. Hey, welcome to Transparent Conversations, Elevated Exchanges. I am Calvin, or CPJR if you know me, or CPJR 300 if you feel me. It is Wednesday night, and this is a recap show, and we are live. I think live on YouTube. So welcome back. Welcome back. Oh wow, that's crazy. See there? What I just say? What I say? I need an engineer. Okay, so anyway, so you have to do everything right now. So there will be mistakes, but I will fix them as soon as possible. So anyway, yeah, welcome back to the podcast. Last week we talked about on Friday. Yeah, Friday was the show, and we talked about active addiction. It was a heavy, it was a heavy episode for me because I don't like talking about it, but it has to be talked about. And basically, this recap is going to close this whole section out, right? Because basically, I talked about I left out something. So basically, I talked about where I was in 2020 and what got me here to 2025, and why I'm still doing the same thing. Anyway, so this is episode 5.34. That's episode 5, 34 days. And if you know, you know. And if you want to know, just ask me. We are elevated tonight, so let's get to it. As usual, this show is still being dedicated to Kilmar Armando Abreu Garcia. We're still praying for his safe return, praying for his family. We pray that there's a conclusion to this as soon as possible. I guess for me, I've been feeling the weight of what's been happening since January over these last 2 days. I'm caught up in it. You know what I'm saying? Like I got off a contract. I'm trying to get on another contract. I'm on the last. I guess I'm on the last step. I submitted my fingerprints and pictures for the badge, the government badge, and I should be once that comes through, be on the job. So when I say I got caught up in it, meaning that I didn't. My last contract ended. I didn't start looking for a new one because I thought everything was gonna be fine. I didn't know that. I didn't know that we were gonna go into a recession, or we were gonna basically piss off every other country, and then all of a sudden people are getting laid off left and right, and they're telling us it's okay, you'll be all right. Just kind of come in like you ain't gonna 15 come. Yeah, a grifters are gonna grift. That's all I gotta say about this whole situation. See, and we recognize, it's a funny thing. I always just say like addicts are very manipulative for being in the street, and he's lying. You know he's lying, but what can we do? What can we didn't vote for him? 91% African Americans voted for Kamala because we kind of knew what was coming. Um, like if somebody lies to you, they gonna always lie to you. You know what I mean? There's no cut cards on that. They're not gonna all of a sudden become better overnight. You know, and especially if you don't get punished or any type of correction for after you've been convicted of a felon, you're gonna go ahead and keep doing it because you got caught blood. What do you got to lose? I'm 80 something, 70 something, 80 something years old. This is my last term. I might as well get all I can get because obviously the way the laws are written, I'm unstoppable. I'm unstoppable to a certain point, right? We're gonna see when these shelves start getting empty. But yeah, man, that's basically it's been keeping me up at night. And I always, try to think about what's going on too much. I need to definitely start taking breaks because I'm at home, so I'm basically just looking at it all day, or doing the notes and the edits for this podcast. But mainly, that's what I'm looking at. So I am ready to get out this house and get back on the job. Hurry up, goddamn. Anyway, so yeah, this is a recap show. How y'all doing? I'm okay. I'm trying to be okay. Anyway, I'm trying to basically maintain, not go crazy. Because I'm basically, what can you do? The universe is gonna work it out. Um, Unfortunately, for a lot of us, we actually know what's getting ready to happen. We actually let's look at real news and kind of know that this is not the way to do this. Whatever it is, his goals. We don't really know what his goals are. That's the problem. Because nothing he says is nothing what they say is. It's not one message. It's many messages. It's chopped up. We're not. The whole thing with the Amazon hiding the prices, tariff prices, hiding the tariff costs from the I guess the invoices when you check out. Not gonna go over well. So I guess we just supposed to accept that Amazon is just charging more money, charging us more money because they want to, right? I guess that's what I'm saying. How dumb do you think we are? I didn't vote for you, so sir, but how dumb do you think they are? Like, not gonna be able to figure out that the terrorists are causing this. It's a lot of like evil stuff happening right now. I love this country. I've born in this country, had a good time up to now. I want my daughters and possibly my grandkids to have the same opportunities that I had to enjoy, to work hard, and then to be able to enjoy the fruits of their labor. And that seems to be slipping away. And I don't know, like, I don't know how to. I guess we have to just keep trust the system, trust that the institutions that are going to hold, in enough in a way that we'll be able to vote him out or hopefully impeach him in 2026, or that's the next election, right? Yeah, 2026. During the midterms, we can flip some enough. All we gotta do is flip the house. It's already It's already closed. We flip the house. Start just impeach. If the Senate don't want to convict, impeach again because there's a lot of stuff that's stacked up, man, and just keep doing that. Keep that going. But we'll see how it works out. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the check-in for tonight. Like I said, I'm doing okay. I'm still doing what I need to do for myself. I've actually been enjoying this time. I have been. I think I've been having a more healthy outlook on things, especially like I talked about last week. The situation, well, not the situation, but the conversation I had with my old pop partner, Halise. That was a time because normally we've been friends for over 10 years. So a lot of times we just on and off. I guess a lot of time I'm either blocking her because I've for some reason I became the block king. I will block you in a minute, and then unblock, and then she disappears, and we find each other again, and we start talking again. And I think that instead of going through that this time, we had a really good conversation about where I was and where she is, and then what should happen. And that's a good thing for me. You know what I mean? Because the many years that I've been in the situation that I've been in, straight conversations are hard. I mean, not hard, but I don't like. What I want to say. I don't like the. I usually don't like confrontation. Let me say that. I don't usually like conversation. I will confrontation, and then so I find it easy just to run away and hide like a little. But yeah, that's changing. I really feel like we had a good conversation, and I hope, and I think we set boundaries and times up that we possibly can, pod together again, or just work on whatever we work on. We're on a lot of creative type things, so I'm looking forward to that coming, because I'm gonna stick with what I'm doing right now and not change. All right, so yeah, I finally. Oh, I can do notes now. So I said, yeah, I finally finished up the process for all the security checks, background checks. So I'm waiting on them to complete that and assign me my badge, and then I'm on the job again. And it's not like it's something that I really need to do now, but it's something that I want to do now. Like, I really just want to get back out there to work, and so I can enjoy some summer. I mean, really enjoy it. So I know a lot of people are really going through it. And I feel bad, like I don't know, like that's another thing I'm worried about. Like, what could change? Could the government change? Like, they're gonna, they got to vote for. I don't know how long the continuing resolution, which is passed, or how long will they? How long the government's funded? But I hate to get start working and they just be laid off because of the close of the government because of funding. So hopefully the position I'm taking will be funded through or past that time or essential something. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see. I'll be a government contractor. So basically, I think I want to shift gears a little bit. I think it's been a little. I've been like I don't really know where this podcast is gonna go. What am I talking about? But I did talk a lot. But I did know I accepted or just realized that I need to go back to where I was in 2019, 2020, the relapse after like 7 months, and then what happened after that. To get me here. Like I'm just stopping after that, right? I'm just stopping now. I feel much better. I'm so glad that I did. But I knew what it would take, and took a drastic measure. A drastic measure. Um, but you gonna here's the thing, right? Whatever it is, if you want to, whatever it is, most of us know what it takes for us to stop, right? It's not easy to do it because you don't want to, right? Not it's not even that you don't want to. It's that the addiction won't let you. It's fighting you, right? And I think that what I'm going to talk about the stigma is like a lot of people don't understand that struggle, that fight, and I can't really explain it to you. I don't know, like I don't know, like I've had times that it would just like be gone, like it would totally be gone, and I would just be going about my life regularly, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's back. And then, but see, the problem with that is that it gets worse every time. For me, I think every time you put that break in there and then come back to it, it's gonna be worse. So and then now, I guess I'm not scared or anything about what's gonna happen now. I'm just like, I think back about times that I wish I could have. You know what I mean? Like, especially when I was happy, when life was good, really good. Two businesses, um, job, everything's good. Wife, we having a ball. We love each other. Everything's great, and then I still jackpot myself. So that's the thing about it. I think about that a lot of times when I actually do stop, um, and I think about why didn't I stop when I really, really, really needed to or really, really wanted to. But as I said now it's a do or die now. It's a do or die. I cannot continue that life. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about what it is or what I think it is that keeps people from either getting into recovery, stopping, or just everything, or seeking the help they need if that's what they want to do. I think a lot of it is, I'm going to talk about it now, it's the stigma and shame of being an addict, right? It's just like, I guess because the way it's framed or looked at, it's just you're just weak, you know? Um, so you don't really want to go through life telling people, I'm weak. I'm weak. I have an addiction. All this shit in my life, I did everything because I didn't, I couldn't be the man that I was supposed to be. So you just hide it. You hide it, and anything that's hidden doesn't get. Anything you hide, anything you hide doesn't get treated, right? I consider Jay Z to be the goat for me, number one, right? So he said this came out in this, and we did 444. This came out on the song. I can't remember the exact name of the song, but I think it was a song about his mother. She was many years she's a lesbian. She came out as a lesbian, and but she hid it for a long time. And just hearing them talk about it, and then hearing her freedom, and then hearing him just reflect on it and just said, yeah, what was not revealed, you can't heal, which you don't talk about. And I used to put that image at the end of all my videos when I was talking about living in recovery or something like that. From the last melancholy guy, I used to put those at the end of my every video because I know people may wonder why do I actually just do this and then post it up, and we still doing check in. People wonder why I do this and still put these steps, like I put active addiction, like I'm putting my shit out there in the open because I want it to be normalized. You know what I'm saying? The stigma, the stigma hurts the addict, or because you can't talk about it. And I'm gonna talk about this some more, because once we get labeled, because we carry that label around with us, right? We're an addict, we're a crackhead, we're a dope fiend, and all this kind of stuff. We carry it, or alcoholic, I'm a drunk. We carry that around with us, and then we label ourselves that, and then we separate ourselves from regular crowd. Like, um, like I always say, like I tell people all the time, right? You gonna know when I use or when I go back out because I'm just gonna be gone. I will not come back. I will no. I say I will not come back to this, right? That will be like your last episode, and maybe I'll start again. Maybe I don't. I don't know after this point because I say this is plan. This is plan A. There is no plan B. Um, so that's what I've been talking about for the last 30 days. But I just wanted to bring everything up to now where I could talk about other things, and I got this last part, the shame and the stigma, because it's important. It's important that we normalize this. And I actually, it was funny. I'm gonna play a video um, that pretty much says it's a TED talk about what I'm talking about. This man put it so eloquently that we need to, if you can, because you always can't because there could be legal issues or family issues. I don't, make your money. Don't mess up your money. But if you can live openly, you should because basically it helps. It removes the stigma. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially me. Like I don't. Especially me, because like I said, the most used method of attempting to get clean or whatever is NA and AA. But NA and AA is a 12-step program, spiritual. You gotta have higher power and abstinence, right? It's like you know what I'm saying. If you say that you do anything else, like the gentleman I'm gonna talk about, Suboxone. Like if you know anything about opiates, one of the things that a lot of people use to remove the craving that they get. This is for opiates. You remove the craving, they'll use Suboxone. I think it's like a strip or something like that. I've seen it, but I don't really know what it's about because I don't do opiates. So yeah, so they'll use that to remove the craving, right? But then if you go into the rooms with that, when your sponsor tell you no, you can't do that. You gotta be clean. You know what I'm saying? Like you say you've been doing this stuff for 5 years, and then all of a sudden slip and say, yeah, I've been using Suboxone. I get my prescription refill, and they'll tell you you're not really clean, right? Um, Regardless of you know what I'm saying, regardless of you rebuilding your life, getting things together, they'll say you're still dependent, and I don't agree with that. Right? I don't agree with that. I agree with that. I agree that you need to do what you need to do. Right? Live your life. What's the thing I always say? This is one of the things that I got. I must say, right? This is one of the most important things I've gotten out of the last 30 days, right here. Like I don't think I've ever really just walked. I don't like this is very simple. Know your truth, walking your truth, and know when something's pulling you from your truth. That's the friction, and the friction I finally discovered is probably the anxiety for me. Um, and really, and to be honest with you, the whole situation I had with my friend Halise, just when she just came up, all of a sudden, just like I guess she thought about some things and like, oh my god, I don't really want to be triggering with you because one thing they always say you don't have relationships in the first year. Triggering with you, I don't want it to be my fault. I really feel like you need to do this. I'm like, I'm listening to her. Like, of course, I already talked about this, but I'm listening to her. I'm saying okay. Like I'm not gonna argue with you because you're telling me what you need. So you take what you need and do that. Okay, I'm still gonna do what I need to do because like I said, I haven't based any of these plans with anybody else in mind. These are my plans. This is what I'm doing. And then when you feel as though you can be in this or want to be a part of this, you can always come back. I'm not going nowhere, right? Unless I do it. Unless I do it, then I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? It's a real tricky situation, right? Either I'm going to be here all the time, or I could just disappear. And I really don't want to do that again. I really don't want to do that anymore. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this last thing, stigma. I got some videos I want to play, and I'm gonna show you. And I'm gonna wrap it up with a. This shouldn't be long. I'm gonna wrap it up with a something I wrote, an essay I wrote back in 2019. Right? Remember? I don't know who watches this. So anyway, when I was first started this, I was talking about I was in the exact same place in 2020 when I started to work at AWS, which I'm now ashamed of because of Amazon. So I had set my intentions and everything I was going to do, but then as I stated, I changed my way. Then I became a boyfriend, a nesting partner, And then that took the focus off me and what I want to do. Now I got to run everything that I was doing or want to do through another person because now I'm in the relationship. I gotta change and be the boyfriend again. And that's what I'm gonna say, right? I'm gonna say it's something this has to be the most selfish time in your life, because you have to focus on yourself. Um, and you got to know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, if you're not focusing on yourself, and then you fall, you're gonna look around and blame it on someone else, right? Which not look well, yeah, you're gonna look around blaming it on someone else. I could just get some peace, leave me alone, blah blah blah. But it's like don't have that. Don't even do that. If you can. Now I see why people go away for like 3 months or a year to get away from it. Then they can come back and whatever their recovery is, they'll be solid in that, and then they can, be what need. They can be what they need to be for other people. I've been in the trenches. I've been in the relationship trenches my entire life. Very very few times have I lived and not been in a relationship. This is the longest. Like 2020. Yeah, 2020 is 2025. So like 5 years. 5 years. Well, a little bit 5 years or four and some change. Going on five that I haven't been in a relationship. Um, I can't say this. I have tried some relationships, some false starts, some even before I changed. And this I'm gonna talk about this too. Some false starts, and basically I knew I couldn't be in a relationship because I'm still using, but still I'm gonna try. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna love bomb you and get you hooked up into this because I really just want to. And a couple people that I really wanted to be in a relationship with or could have been in a relationship with. I just destroyed those. You know what I'm saying? I destroyed it right away. Boom, 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 over. Boom, 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 over, and I gotta block them. And then, then I got blocked. They probably blocked me. So yeah, so that didn't that's stupid, right? So now, see, like now, even with what happened with Elise, I'm like, okay, I'm not doing that. We're friends. You got a problem. Go over there and fix your problem, and I'll talk to you later. Because I'm focusing on my problem. You know what I'm saying? My problem is the most important thing in my life right now because I know if I don't handle this, I don't have nothing else. And I'm 59. I don't have time to play anymore. I don't even want to play anymore because I know what I want to do. I have goals and I have ambition and plans. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start this video right quick. It's gonna really. I'm gonna talk about it afterwards. It's like 6 or 7 minutes. It's a TED talk. I'm gonna play that, come back and talk about it, and then we're gonna talk about I'm gonna show you the article that I wrote on medium.com. If you like to read interesting essays, I like it. I actually have some like 3 essays published on there. One about polyamory, ethical non-monogamy. One about the stigma of addiction. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and start this video. The video is actually it's by I got notes, yo. It's a story of stigma by Scott McFadden. And when you see this guy and he tells you his story, it's not gonna look like him. Like it's in prison, right? He looks like a little nice old guy. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and play that, and then we'll come back and talk about it afterwards, and then we'll go through that. Go through one more thing. We're gonna do a smudge ceremony. We're gonna light some sage. We're gonna clean it. We're gonna get the bad energy out of here because there is bad energy in here. Because this is where I live, so obviously there's some bad things that went on. We're gonna put that behind us right now. We're gonna get all that out of us. All that out of this room and in this. We're gonna set intentions, and then we're gonna move forward from there. Next week, I'm gonna go into some ethical non-monogamy conversations, and then we'll see where it go from there. Because I really want to talk about. I think that for me, ethical non-monogamy really played a significant role in my life, and actually played a significant role of keeping me sane and getting me here. Unfortunately, if I had probably been in this place that I am now, thinking I am now, I would have did it differently. I had a lot of relationships. A lot of, all of them ended on me. My fault. You know what I'm saying? Because I just unpredictable. Unpredictable as hell. Very charming. Not always a nice guy, always kind, always courteous, can listen, but unpredictable. That's gonna change. All right, so I'm gonna play this video by my man Scott McFadden. We're gonna take a look at it and then we'll talk about it. Hopefully, I got it set up right. Let's see. Yep.
Particularly important is your frontal cortex. This is the administrator. This has to do with rational thought, impulse control, judging good from bad. So that's knocked out of service, along with your reward system. So there goes your willpower and your good decision making.
When you use drugs. He's talking about when you use drugs.
When I got out of prison there at 18 and relapsed right away, I continued to use for decades. Until about 18, 20 years ago. By then I was homeless, sleeping on someone's kitchen floor in the inner city of Cincinnati with my girlfriend. At the time I was on the 10 most wanted list in Cincinnati for prescription forgery and parole violation. I had already served time in 3 different states at that point, twice for the federal government. I had hepatitis C. Not surprisingly, I was contemplating suicide. Not a lot of hope at that point. Obviously, my attempt failed. I was rearrested. But when I got out this time, something different happened. I was introduced at that point to what they now call medication-assisted treatment. Methadone first, very briefly, wasn't quite working out for me. And then there was a new medication at the time called Suboxone, buprenorphine.
Suboxone.
So I start this medication. And I got to tell you, for me, this was such a drastic change. I'm literally from one day to the next. One day I was the most hardcore, out of control person with an addiction. The next day I was sane, I was stable, I was motivated, and I was amazed. Within a couple weeks, I had a little job, telemarketing. Now that in itself was a big thing. That was a turning point. The bigger thing was that it introduced me to a whole new circle of people where I was able to start making human connections, because that's the gist of recovery. That allowed me to start overcoming the unbearable aloneness that an addict feels, the isolation that was brought on by the labels and the shame and the stigma. And especially important to note is that I went into that job label-free, not sharing who I was until people got to know me. And then I started experiencing new labels. Suddenly I was the hard worker, the good salesman. I was the skydiving guy. I was the vegetarian. Because for some odd reason, I quit eating meat before I even quit drugs. It's okay to shoot heroin, but heaven forbid you give me your red meat, right? An addict's thinking. So this is good news, right? We have some medications and treatments that can help us turn this thing around and save some lives. The problem is that the stigma extends to the medication. And people hear things like, oh, that's just another crutch. You don't want to do that. That's just another addiction. And you know, if you start that, you're not really in recovery. So it's severely underused, and we keep losing people when treatments are available.
That's the important part right there.
Look, if the greatest obstacles preventing us from saving lives are the labels, the shame, and the stigma, then we need to work together in turning this thing around, alleviating all those. First of all, by challenging the labels and the words that we use, and pledging not to use words like junkie and crackhead, loser. more appropriate and more sensitive is using person-first language. A person with a substance use disorder, not even drug abuser. There is no positive connotation for the word abuser. Secondly, calling out stigma wherever we see it for mental health and addiction. And most importantly, talking to one another and sharing our stories. No matter what your connection to this issue, it is not a reason for shame. Stigma and shame can only live in the dark. They grow in secrecy. Bring it out into the light of day. Talk about it. And I think you'll be surprised how often someone will turn to you and say, "Thank God you said something. Me too." And if you're a person in recovery and you haven't done so already, maybe it's time to rethink some of that anonymity. Come out of the shadows and shout to the world that we are overcomers. We are victors. Recover out loud.
Yeah, we do recover.
You have hope to share. Share it. It could save lives. This is my story. Tell me your story. Thank you.
I could look at that all day. I've been looking at it all day. I cut it down to the clip. But that's basically, that message was for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been here before and I've been ashamed before. Like, I don't think that he's saying I should run up to everybody and say, "Hey, what's up? I'm Calvin. I'm a crackhead," or I used to be, or whatever like that. Just your truth. Just say what your story actually is. Like my story, I will change it, doctor it, omit things, not say things, allude to things, but not ever tell the truth. In the ethical non-monogamous community, when I was divorced, I basically told everyone, which was partially true, that my divorce became because, well, she wants to return to monogamy. That's what I told everybody. And then, I told other people the truth as I went on, once I could feel that I could trust them, but that didn't help me any. That didn't help me, didn't help them. It was a lie, right? So I'm gonna say, like, when I lived, when I was a Christian, I lived my Christian life out loud. You know what I'm saying? Like that whole evangelical type stuff and convert. Yeah, I lived that out loud. Everybody knew I was a Christian everywhere, job, home, everywhere, no problem. When I became an atheist, everybody knew I was atheist, and I got attacked a lot for that one. But because my family's not, but I'm a spiritual agnostic now. But I got attacked. I got attacked a lot for that. But I never backed down because that's my truth, right? Why should I be ashamed of it? I could walk you through it. I could show you how exactly I went through it and came to the conclusion that I came to. And show you how I got to where I am in that instance. Maybe I will tackle that because there's a video for that. I made a deconversion video. And then I'm sorry. When I became non-monogamous, I was a swinger. I told everybody that. You know what I'm saying? I tell everybody everything. I live my life out loud. I always have, except for this area. And this area keeps me in bondage. So I've deduced that I've been seeing like celebrities, comedians, when they get clean, they have to talk about it. They have to tell you. It takes Scott Storch. Spent how much millions he spent on drugs and lost everything. Right? He's out back doing his thing, but he has to live it. He has to tell everybody that so they can trust him again. You know what I mean? Like they have to know where you were to see where you are, right? And then now I understand. Like I shouldn't even worry about anybody that doesn't want to be around me because of what was in my past, right? That's not me now. That's not my core. And another thing I've discovered is that the reason sometimes that I haven't talked about it is because I was still using, right? Like I had two lives. I had this life over here. Nice guy, computer guy, married, beautiful wife, money, cars, business, everything looks nice on the outside, right? yeah, we used to have a nice life, my wife and I. But I never talked about what was really going on. And then when it was over, a lot about that, right? So, and then I was going to repeat the cycle over again, which I'm not going to do now. So, so yeah, so you have to live your life out loud and say who you are. And I think that one thing I noticed is that when people can't talk about it, they can't talk about it, especially me. When you can't talk about it, you might still be using, right? You still might be in the back of your mind because you don't want to talk about it because you want to. Addicts are very manipulative. I might need to make a move or get you to do something for me in order to facilitate my continued use. So no, that's not happening anymore, right? I'm gonna tell you exactly where I am today and what I'm doing because this is what I do. I figure that this is my purpose is providing hope to people who want to find a different way to get out because everybody's not gonna get out through NA and AA. It's just not gonna happen. It didn't work for me. I've been many times, and I'm gonna read that. I'm gonna go ahead and show you this. Show you the article that I wrote on Medium, and the reason that I'm doing this is because the reason I'm doing this is because I wrote this. That's what I'm saying right now. I wrote this in 2019, right? I knew in 2019 what I should be doing, and then I was going to do it, and then something else came along, and now I didn't do it. So I jackpotted myself, right? Not doing what I was supposed to be doing. So let me find this. Um, so this is a article, not an article, but yeah, it's something I wrote. I wrote this in Medium and published it. And I know somebody had actually wanted me to write some more for them. I didn't even see this little note over here. Um, didn't even do it. So obviously I'm going to read this first paragraph. I think it's important, and then the last paragraph, right? I built my prison, or maybe it was built for me. It's too soon for me to tell. My prison was my addiction, and while I do have a drug of choice, and it's a bad one, it really didn't matter the substance. It could be alcohol, weed, or crack cocaine. Once I started there, there will be no way of predicting the outcome. Sometimes it was just a fun night out with friends, and other times I'd be missing for days. It now seems like maybe I was just escaping to my happy place. And I'll talk about that too. A place that I now know, a place that I now know is oblivion. A place where my brain shuts off and I just don't give a fuck. At least until I either pass out or the money run out. All right, so I'll put a link to this in the notes if you want to read the whole thing. I don't want to go through the whole thing, but I want to go to the last paragraph because a lot of stuff in this I wrote about already. Yeah, these last two right here. Okay, I've been in inpatient rehab once, intensive outpatient 3 or 4 times, and I've been in 12-step fellowships too many times to count. That'll work for me. The problem for me is that I could not live it. I could not live it out loud. I think that because I was always someone's husband, employee, or boyfriend, I could not just make recovery a part of my life, or I just didn't. And I believe that a lot of that has to do with the stigma of people knowing that I'm an addict or recovering addict. I don't know, whatever label you want to use. Even if you say that you are a recovering addict, I think you still feel the shame. You still feel that shame. I don't think that I made myself an addict, and I don't. And if I could have avoided all the damage that I did to my life, believe me, I would have avoided it. So now here I am, same place, living in my parents' basement, about to strike out into a new chapter of life. This is 2020. I just got the job at AWS. I'm about to strike out into a new chapter of my life. For the next couple of months, I'm going to live recovery. I'm single, and this time my recovery is for me. Stigma be damned. I'm not the only one, but I will be one of the recovered ones, even if I have to live my life one day at a time, all by myself. It's basically about living my truth, being authentic, surrendering the outcome, and doing the uncomfortable work. And today, my truth is I'm a polyamorous, sober, clean, recovering addict. The reason that I read that is because that's in 2019. That's exactly what I've been saying now, right? Like the tool, live your truth, know your truth, walk in your truth, and recognize when someone's trying to pull you from your truth. That's what I've been saying. I found this by accident. No, I knew I wrote this, but I didn't know what was in it. And it's the exact same thing. So obviously, I've been trying to do this for a while and didn't, and never stuck to it because I never wanted to be alone. I've been in relationships all my life. I need that. I've been in relationships all my life. I've never been alone. And like I say now, I'm choosing to be alone. I don't know if you saw that. I mean, yeah, I'm choosing to be alone right now because I don't want to be distracted, and I don't want to be, I don't want to be distracted. And I don't want to be, having to be something for you when I can't be what I need to be for myself. And I'm not saying that's anything bad for anyone. I'm not saying that directly to anyone. What I'm saying is I recognize that once I get into a relationship and in a relationship with someone, they become my priority. The relationship becomes my priority. I don't become my priority, right? And I won't tell you this. I'll be going along, something will happen, and I'll just stuff it. And I'll just stuff it. And I'll just stuff it. And then until it comes out, and I'm right back here again in another 5 years. And I don't have another 5 years. Okay? So I think that was interesting because like I said, it's always been the same thing with me. I recognized this a long time ago. And I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna say one more story. I did go to this is just to wrap up. I did go to a drug counselor one time a while ago, a substance abuse counselor, and we were talking, and I was telling her the story or my story, right? I was telling her, I think like Rhonda was up here, my first ex-wife, and the girls were up here. It was like Christmas time, and everything was going on. Everybody's at the house. I knew I had another girlfriend too. So it's like, and I work, I'm IT, so I work a lot. So it seems like I was just running. And I'm telling her this exact same way. It seems like I'm just running, doing things for everybody, and I can't do nothing for myself. And then sometimes when I just slip out, it seems like I'm free. And I didn't even realize that I had said that to her. She was like, "Did you just hear yourself? Did you just hear yourself say you're free? Like, what do you mean you're free? You could be, it's your, you know what I'm saying? These people are in your life, but they aren't your entire responsibility. But why do I feel like I need to be free for something? Right? That's what I was trying to say. The same thing. I never gave myself enough time to recover. So, like I said, that's what I'm doing today. So what I'm saying, this definitely, I've come to the conclusion that I'm doing this to give people hope, because I'm not abstinent. I will smoke weed. This is at 420. I'm a 420 advocate. I've been involved in cannabis for a lot of years, and I'm gonna continue to do that. It's gonna be an element of this show once I get over 90 days. This is my second 30 days. I say I don't feel as I'm in recovery until I'm 90 days clean. So that's 90 days. So this is the second part. It's usually a hard part for me, and then the next part is just like all party. The last 30 days. But so right now I'm just trying to focus on what I'm doing now, my spiritual life, getting that in order, to get to the point where I start trying to enjoy life again. Because I'm going to the Cannabis Fest. I'm going to what am I going to? That's all I said I'm going to. But I got some other things planned too. But so we're gonna do that. So we're gonna light the sage now. Well, I'm gonna light the sage, cleaning out the energy from this room, and then I'm gonna dedicate this podcast because I want to help other people. Everybody's not gonna get clean in NA and AA. I'm burning this up. NA and AA, but there is other ways, right? I know that for a fact. There is other ways to get clean. So. Find your way, find your truth. A lot of times, and I'm gonna say this for other people. This is what I'm cleansing. All right, I say this for like a lot of people, other people who have people that their loved ones that may be still getting high or going through it and having problems, and you keep telling them to stop, telling them to go get some help. Oh, you need some help. Stop telling them that. They know that. They know they need help. What you want to do, and I'm saying this for you, just ask them what they want to do. How you feel? Be there, unless you have to get them out your house, which I recommend you do. Your love can be unconditional, but your presence cannot. Your presence doesn't have to be unconditional. So if you think that you need to get these people away from you for something like that, get them away. But if you won't have them in your life, stop telling them that they need help. Go get some help. They already know that. Just ask them what they're gonna do. What are you gonna do? And then let them talk to you. And then listen. And then listen to what they're going to say to you. Um, it's hard. You already know what I'm gonna do. What I would do, I would leave. Of course, it's stupid. I'm gonna be running goddamn at it. All right, so yeah, we're gonna clean the energy out. I'm looking forward to using this as a tool to help other people find their way, their truth, um, and find a way out of addiction. Man, it's rough. It's not a good life. It's a rough life, and you keep living things over and over again. That's one thing I just like. And then the more regrets you get, the worse it gets, because you just wonder why I didn't stop then. Why I didn't do that then? I could do it now. Why I didn't do it then? I didn't love him enough. Why? I don't know. And that's the hard part, because you're not gonna have all the answers. So anyway, I'm feeling better. This was a great podcast. I wasn't sure I was gonna do this tonight because I'm very low energy. I'm glad I did. And do I have anything else I want to share? Oh, next week we're gonna talk about. We're gonna go into ethical non-monogamy next week. Not into talking about like what ethical non-monogamy is. I want to come to it. I want to come at the angle of I don't know if I would have been here and able to understand all the problems that being an addict is in relationships if I didn't have the community of people that I had or was a part of, or I didn't have as many relationships that I had. Because I got to really see, like, oh, I'm the problem in all these relationships. These people are wonderful and beautiful, and I keep fucking them up. So, yeah, I'm going to talk about that next week. And a lot of people don't understand what ethical non-monogamy is, and I want to talk about it and why I choose to identify that way. All right, so I think I'm good. I'm glad I got that off me. You know, I'm glad I got that off me, and I'm glad I was here. I'm here for the for this 30-day segment, and I'm looking forward to the next 30 days to see what's gonna happen. You know, once I start having to go back to work every day. All right, so thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of my life. You know, pray for the country. Do what's right. Trying to get don't, if you go to any rallies or protests, don't be violent. We don't want to do that because we know this man is a nut and he will try to invoke martial law. And we don't want that. We just have to wait him out. We gonna get him out of the office. We just have to do it the right way. All right. So I'm out. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'll be back. I'll be back next week. I'm sorry. No, I'll be back on Friday. So we're going to talk about E&M, ethical non-monogamy, and how it really helped me to get to where I am today. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and say bye. Peace.
All right, people, we out. Choose love every time, and things will work out. All right, peace.
Peace. Love you.